You're in a relationship, but you feel like something is off. Your intuition is telling you that the situation is strange. She's very reserved when you ask questions about her past or casually mention other men's names in conversation. If you're looking for a reliable relationship, you might be falling into a trap, but I'm here to help you avoid that today. Now you will find out if she has had multiple sexual partners. These 10 signs will give you direct clues about what her life was like in the past. Remember, it's not about judgment, but about finding the right partner who won't play with your feelings and is ready for a long-term relationship. Stay with us until the end of the video and find out if it's worth starting a relationship with this woman or if you should break up with her as soon as possible. First sign. She feels very comfortable with physical intimacy. Your first intimate moment with her was more anxious than amazing. Yes, you expected it, but it turned out to be unexpectedly intense. She may feel very relaxed and bold in physical intimacy, which could indicate that she has had many previous experiences. If you're confused, let me explain. Instead of you making the first move, if she initiates it like a pro, that can be a sign that she has experience. She doesn't shy away from hugs and kisses, but is open to more advanced or even unusual moves, accepting everything you offer. If your intuition is telling you that she has a lot of experience with physical intimacy, that could be a sign not to ignore. However, don't jump to conclusions. She might just be more expressive and skilled in bed, so it's also worth paying attention to other signs to ensure she's the right partner for you. The second sign. She avoids emotional closeness. Sometimes a man, no matter how strong he is, feels emotionally vulnerable and seeks a partner to fill that void. A spiritual connection and emotional support are important in relationships as they help couples get through tough times together. But what if your partner doesn't respond to your need for emotional connection? A woman who has had many sexual partners often displays such behavior and avoids emotional closeness. How can you tell if she is truly avoiding emotional connection? If you're trying to have a deep conversation and she seems to prefer light chats, quickly changes the subject, or avoids discussing feelings, she may be avoiding emotional intimacy. If you feel like your efforts are in vain, it might be time to stop trying. However, this could also be a sign that she is more reserved or has been emotionally hurt before. It might be worth giving her a little more time before making a decision. The third sign. She tells vague or inconsistent stories. An important sign that she may have had multiple sexual partners in the past is inconsistencies in her stories. After months together, if you still can't pinpoint that she has clearly talked about her past and that what she shares is vague or inconsistent, that could be a sign. For example, she might tell you one story one day and another the next. These inconsistencies could include mentioning more than one guy's names, talking about a long-term ex, and then stating that she has never had serious relationships, or describing hobbies she shared with a previous partner that don't align with her current interests. It's important to remember that not everyone likes to dig up old relationships. Some people may prefer to focus on the present with you. However, if her vagueness or inconsistencies make you feel uncertain or suspicious, it's worth gently finding out. What can you do in this situation? Have a serious conversation with her about it and ask her to clarify her past. If she is truly interested in the relationship, her reaction will be more satisfying than her words. If she opens up honestly and fills in the gaps with warmth and clarity, that's a great sign. But if she continues to provide inconsistent stories, it may mean you should break up with her before she starts playing with your feelings. Remember not to rush into making such decisions. Relationships require a combination of time and open communication. Give it enough time and see if her story becomes more vague over time or if she begins to share her past more clearly after she builds trust in you. The fourth sign. She often changes plans at the last minute. Has she canceled plans at the last moment more often than usual? These fluctuations can be more frustrating than the stock market. Have you ever wondered why this keeps happening? It's understandable if plans are canceled for obvious reasons once or twice, but if it happens repeatedly, something is clearly wrong. Also, note that she always gives vague reasons for canceling plans. She might say that an urgent meeting came up, but such unexpected gatherings don't happen that often. Or she might mention that a friend came over, but is very careful to avoid naming that friend. You shouldn't let her play with you like this. Clearly, she is prioritizing something above your relationship, and this is a sign that cannot be ignored. It's important to remember that we all have busy lives, and unforeseen circumstances can arise. Maybe she has a demanding job with an unpredictable schedule, or a close friend is going through tough times and she needs to support them. However, if last-minute cancellations become a habit and you feel excluded or unimportant, it's worth discussing. Again, the key to resolving issues is communication. Approach her calmly and ask why she frequently cancels plans. Let her know that this is unacceptable to you, and try to resolve the issue together. Number 5. She often compares you to ex-partners. A woman who has just entered a relationship will never compare you to someone else because you are all she knows. However, if she has had many partners in the past, it's likely that at some point she will compare you to her ex-boyfriends, consciously or unconsciously. How to understand that she is comparing you to her exes? She might mention that the steak you made at home is better than the one she had with her ex. Or she might talk about how her ex loved a certain activity that you have never suggested. During an argument, she might compare your shortcomings to those of her previous boyfriend. These comparisons, even the smallest ones, can make you feel insecure. It's important to remember that these comparisons are not your fault. A person who has been with different partners will sooner or later start to compare them. You should make it clear to her that she cannot treat you this way. If she regularly compares you to other men, just end the relationship and make it clear that you are not just another guy. Number 6. She is very secretive with her phone. Your partner's phone suddenly becomes her most valuable possession when she is around you. She ensures it is face down, quickly changes the screen, or becomes extremely secretive when answering calls in your presence. Such behavior can raise suspicions and make you wonder if she is hiding something. The reason she hides her phone from you can vary. She might still be in contact with ex-boyfriends or simply doesn't want you to see her message history or past photos. When you ask to look at her phone, she might create drama, interpreting it as a lack of trust on your part. This may put you in a difficult position where you can no longer ask questions about her phone. Before jumping to conclusions, it's worth considering that there may always be another story or logical explanation. Everyone deserves a little personal space, and some people may just be very protective of their privacy. She may have work-related messages that she doesn't want to talk about, or she values her alone time for browsing the internet. However, if the relationship is strong enough, there will come a time when partners won't need to hide their phones from each other. Give it time to see if she changes over time. Otherwise, you will be completely justified in deciding to end the relationship after confirming her phone actions. Number 7. She is too concerned about her appearance. Aside from being secretive with her phone, she may be overly focused on both her appearance and yours. She may spend significant time on self-care, constantly check her reflection, or often compliment others' appearances while taking pride in her own. Caring about one's appearance is normal, but it can also be a sign that she has been with other attractive men in the past and now believes that focusing on appearance is somehow linked to her sexual history. An excessive concern for her appearance or the appearance of others may indicate that she is more interested in the external than the internal. In extreme cases, she may even compare her appearance to that of an ex or any random person she sees on her phone. If instead of talking to you about things that require emotional depth, she spends time comparing herself to others, you have every right to ask why. Even after a serious conversation on this topic, if she doesn't stop these superficial conversations, make it clear that it makes you feel insecure and that she should stop. Otherwise, it's better to part ways before it becomes too late to make a decision. Don't forget that some people are naturally more concerned about appearance, so if she behaves this way, but her past is well known to you, it's just part of her personality, and she needs to accept herself as she is. Number 8. She doesn't want to discuss sexual health. Talking about sex can be awkward, but it is an extremely important topic, especially when it comes to sexual health. It is important for every couple to discuss this, as it ensures that both partners are on the same page regarding safe sexual practices and creates space for open communication about their sexual desires and needs. What if she never shows interest in discussing sexual health? This may mean that she is hiding something, and you are left to guess what it might be. Her lack of interest in discussing sexual health may be related to her past. Having multiple partners may mean that she is at a higher risk of contracting sexually transmitted infections, and the fact that she could pass them on to you may cause her to avoid conversations on this topic. Another factor is that she may not want to be judged for her past sexual history or for the contraception methods she uses. However, discussing sexual health is crucial for both parties, and it can also give you stronger hints about whether she has had many partners in the past or not. Therefore, it is better to approach this issue directly and clearly convey that such topics need to be discussed. Otherwise, the relationship cannot continue. If she gets scared but starts answering your questions, it may be a good sign. However, if she starts getting defensive and gives vague answers, then the situation complicates, and it will be easier for you to make the difficult decision to end the relationship. Number 9. She avoids introducing you to her friends. Meeting your partner's friends is an important step, as it is an opportunity to connect with the important people in her life and be introduced to her social circle. But what if your partner hesitates or avoids introducing you to her friends? She may constantly find excuses or change the subject when you bring it up. This is a very direct signal that she may be hiding something important from you. When a woman has a genuine relationship with you, she will want to introduce you to everyone. But if there is a risk that something serious may come to light, she will try to avoid introducing you to her friends. She may be afraid that a friend who knows about her past might reveal her sexual history, or she may have had a relationship with one of these friends that she doesn't want to tell you about. So even when you ask about her friends, she changes the subject or playfully refuses to talk. This might confuse you or make you feel awkward, as if she doesn't consider you important enough to talk about her friends. No matter how justified her reason for hiding her friends may be, you can't let this continue. Perhaps directly communicating with some of her friends will help you better understand who she really is, or it's worth talking to her directly. This conversation could determine whether the relationship continues or comes to an end. Number 10. Her priorities are changing and exclude you. When we start a relationship, our partner becomes one of the most important people in our lives. They become a priority. That's how psychology works. So if she makes you feel excluded or her priorities don't include you, and you constantly stay at the bottom of her to-do list, it simply means that there are other people who attract her attention. Although it may sometimes seem that she has valid reasons for changing her priorities, that is not always the case. For example, she may start spending all her free time with new friends, neglecting the plans you made together, or paying more attention to hobbies that make you feel distant. This will give you an understanding of whether her priorities are genuine or if you're just not a priority for her at the moment. If you notice other signs alongside this, then it becomes obvious that she had many sexual partners before. Remember, it's not about judging her but whether you can accept it or not. If it's too much for you, then it's time to say goodbye. Never rush to conclusions. If you notice some signs, there may always be another explanation. My advice is to give the relationship some time, get to know her better, and see if she can be a good partner for you or not. At the same time, never settle for less than you deserve. If you're looking for a long-term relationship with a deep connection, never give a chance to someone who is just playing around. Remember, you are a man of great value. Ultimately, we've seen that being in a relationship where your intuition tells you that something is wrong can be distressing. This guide outlines signs that may indicate that your partner has had multiple sexual partners in the past, helping clarify your doubts and make informed decisions about continuing the relationship. These signs, taken together, provide a complete picture of her behavior and potential consequences for your relationship. First of all, pay attention to whether she feels too comfortable with physical intimacy from the very beginning, which may indicate previous experience. Also, note if she avoids emotional closeness or if stories about her past are vague or inconsistent. These actions can suggest that she is hiding important parts of her life. Another important sign is frequent last-minute plan changes, especially if the excuses are vague, which could indicate that you are not a priority. If she often compares you to ex-partners, this can undermine your self-esteem and show that she is still attached to past relationships. Also, pay attention to her behavior with her phone. If she hides her device or avoids using it in your presence, she may be hiding something. Excessive concern about her appearance or yours can also be an indicator reflecting a superficial focus caused by past relationships. Another key aspect is her disinterest in discussing sexual health, which may signal that she is hiding infections or details about her sexual history. Additionally, do not ignore if she avoids introducing you to her friends, as this may indicate there are aspects of her past she does not want to disclose. And finally, if her priorities have changed and you feel excluded, it may indicate that other people are still holding her attention. Ultimately, all these signs should be carefully considered and avoid making hasty conclusions. Relationships are complex and require open and honest communication. If many of these signs are present, it's important to have frank conversations to better understand her past and intentions. Most importantly, make sure you do not settle for less than you deserve. Seek a partner who is focused on serious relationships and respects your feelings. Always remember that you are a person of great value and deserve someone who appreciates and respects that. I sincerely hope this message was helpful to you. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Your pursuit of healthy and authentic relationships deserves admiration. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more valuable advice. Leave a comment with the phrase, "I deserve better," to show that you made it to this point and are striving to build authentic and lasting relationships. This was your faithful companion, the Stoicism Hub channel. I also recommend watching these two videos.